All right, here we go, guys. This is the second game between these two teams, and once again, I have maplestage here in Discord with me. So it will be on Crater this time. The blue team on the left side is going to be MiG MadLife and SoooHard again in Black Ops, Warthog, and Helix.
And their opponents on the right side will be Happydeath once again in the classic Angel and his teammate Alpha Froggy in the Black Ops Saucer. So same mechs, same teams.
Yep, and but different map, and this map has a lot of neutrals that Alpha Froggy can actually really take advantage of at the beginning of the game. So let's see if he chooses to do that. No, actually,
he's actually opting for Death Ray. That's actually quite an unconventional way to open. Yeah.
Right. I mean, unconventional in today's meta where Duck is so strong. Yeah. So blue team splitting up. SoooHard going for bottom, MiG going for center, and now Alpha and Happydeath are kind of splitting up now. Alpha actually do. Okay, so Alpha was the one doing all the money makers. Okay.
Happy going for top with 2 Longhorns. He also dropped, I believe those Longhorn at the bottom were also made by him. So right. Happy focusing on clearing out those neutrals.
While Alpha was getting
to get it faster, I think, than the blue team. No, actually, both blue players are working together here to capture it, so it looks like they'll get it slightly faster.
Yeah, so
Alpha Froggy actually going down to his Stinger. That's a bit of a mistake.
Oh, I did not catch that. Wow, was he trying to abduct or something?
Actually, I didn't see it either. I just saw it pop up on the,
Right. Okay, so SoooHard actually going Repair Guardian Helix, which is actually really powerful nowadays because Helix basically doesn't use energy for any of its abilities for the most part. I think the only thing that uses any energy for the Helix is, besides normal mech movement and carrying, is the missile burst ability that you don't even get until level 6, and by then your energy reserves are really high.
Alpha Froggy is once again laying down mines at the bottom side to prevent any short push. There's actually no units at that bottom outpost, so...
Right. So in that case, especially on Crater, that is definitely something that you'd want to scout before you dedicate, especially, I think he put like 5 or 6 heavy mines down there. Yeah. Scouting, important.
Yeah, probably not worth the investment without a scout. Happy extremely low though. He's getting chased down by both players, and there is a Helix on this team, so it's unlikely he survives this.
But he's not using the missiles. I don't know if SoooHard's actually really aware of what that secondary ability does, or the primary air ability does. Oh, but here we go with Alpha Froggy with his jammer and two jumpers and a boxer full of jumpers, and gonna go neutralize this bottom outpost.
His signature attack, I guess.
Signature attack. That has got to be the Alpha Froggy combo. I declare from now on that is the Alpha Froggy attack.
MIG going to be swooping in, picking off 2 moneymakers with that air-to-ground active ability extremely fast. SoooHard going to come back, try to defend this, but this outpost is already way under red team control. Happydeath coming in with even more creeps to solidify this control. More mines actually being plopped down for some reason, but...
Well, they can't counter-push. They can't counter-push. They have that big force right there, and if they actually did try to push in, those heavy mines will actually do something this time. Oh god.
That's actually true, because the majority of their units are like, they're not tanks. Ordinarily, you could just drop to the side or something, but they can only really push, and when the mines do connect...
That's 2! Oh god!
That's a lot of damage being dealt to both sides here.
That was tons of
Alpha
damage.
Going down, Soo going down.
But that was definitely
a
worthwhile
trade. Is Happy pushing already with just this small clump?
He might. I mean, well, honestly, basically 100% of, pretty much 100% of the blue team's army is at that center, so they can actually pull back. But the red team might use some timing pushes, depending on how many units they have to use, to take advantage of the blue team's army out of position. But they're pushing. There's more heavy mines. No. Oh, pull back. They're pulling back. Weird.
Happydeath actually gets to that. That's quite unfortunate for the blue team. I don't think they should push anymore.
Probably not. I mean, they have a lot of units. They don't have to push down to this bottom outpost. I can understand their urgency.
And once again, look at the moneymaker count for the red team. Like, as time goes on, it just gets worse and worse for the blue team.
All right, and Alpha Froggy even rebuilt those 2 in the middle that were sniped. That's kind of crazy.
So it's really up to the blue team to make a move at this point. Like, they can't just sit here and let the income and upkeep stack up for the red team.
I mean, they have a substantial army, but Alpha Froggy keeps putting down heavy mines, and they keep stopping their push just short of it, of that clump of heavy mines. This is getting really intense.
Like, that's so many heavy mines. He's dropping it right in front of them. He's daring them to come close, and they will. And oh wow, that's a lot.
Whoa, man.
Oh, man.
They actually did go off.
He's still making heavy mines. He's still making them. So many.
That's a ton. But now the Death Ray coming out. Now the Death Ray is proving to be a worthwhile ability point investment. And
those
the red
Longhorn are retreating, but they're exposing their backsides. They're going to take a lot of damage. MiG also goes down to Alpha Froggy. Alpha's still making heavy mines for some reason, but
still
Happy will pick off a lot of these blue units, and upkeep is double in favor of the red team.
So
Happy
what I'm
did cheese this top, but looks like it's going to get taken back.
Oh, right. So what I'm going to point out is that entire push, I'm like 99% sure that both of those blue team players had those units on follow. That's why they didn't really go all the way through. That's why they didn't go for the outpost and get it, attempt to get it neutralized. If they actually used the capture command, I don't know, maybe that entire exchange would have gone very differently. Maybe it would have been worse, maybe it would have been better, but I think it would have been worth the risk at the very least to try to get the outpost neutralized, which would have been a huge, huge thing for that fight.
We do see SoooHard coming in with the drop, a single Ratchet and 2 Longhorn, trying to buy some time, I guess.
Well,
one of the things about using the Repair Guardian, though, is that it really does drain your energy. As you just take damage from those passing creeps, it really does take a toll on your energy. And now, he's trying to attack this outpost, but should the red team actually come in to defend this, in my experience, it becomes really difficult to actually get out alive.
Right.
And actually, he might go down here. He does.
And those units that he dropped at Fort against the Saucer with no AA, and he didn't sit there to babysit them. Those were they were just free units, and now they have free Fort defense for any future drops that the blue team plans to do. So,
Alpha Froggy coming in with a couple of jumpers to do a bit more damage.
And actually, he's gonna did not finish off. Okay, there you go. Sniped one moneymaker.
Happy Death dropping heavy mines around for some reason. The red team is a little bit overly obsessed with heavy mines, I think.
I think maybe
there's
Happy
no
Death.
point in dropping them there, right?
I think at that point, Happy Death just saw heavy mines that weren't used and, that weren't being used effectively, and just decided to reposition them so they'd be in a more logical spot. Oh, and Alpha Froggy getting out of there and surviving. That was pretty crazy against two mechs.
He is a literal frog, I guess.
He basically is jumping back on top of that outpost to survive and almost getting a kill on SoooHard just there. A lot of units for the blue team sitting right there at mid, and they're pretty much not really sure what to do with them. Honestly, if they just did a death push and maybe decided to switch it to a capture command at any point, that might be at the very least somewhat successful. But as of right now, they're just sitting right there at mid doing nothing, which is bad.
Yeah, I'd agree. At this point, the red team has hit their upkeep cap. They are 104, or they were for a second, but 102, 103 out of 104. They have hit their supply cap, and that's always bad news for the team that has more upkeep.
And SoooHard here with a couple of more unit drops to do 4 damage, but as Alpha Froggy again gonna have some easy free abducts right there.
SoooHard not going to try to risk taking them back. Probably the right decision, but he just once again gives them free upkeep. So
yeah, at that point he might have wanted to just go for a neutralization of an outpost. At the very least, it would have done, well, I mean, more than just a 4-drop would have. And it does look like blue team is kind of going all in, pushing the majority of the units forward, and SoooHard doing
it looks like SoooHard just has given up on it. Everything else, just wants to get as many drops in as possible to do damage, but there's still a large amount of fort health remaining. I don't think it will actually, well, we'll see. I mean, Alpha coming in with the abduct again, that's...
And I think he's
every single time he does it, it gets more difficult the next time because there's just more defense now.
Yeah, pretty much. And the red team did not have anything defending on that top left. It would have been good for SoooHard to continue ferrying units back and forth instead of allowing Happy Death and Alpha Froggy to basically freeze them and kill them in the middle of the map. And MiG MadLife.
Looks like the blue team was trying to do a push, but decides to change their mind after seeing Happy Death there, and MiG does retreat with about a third of his health left.
And now
a triple Longhorn drop at the fort.
And even more coming out for Alpha Froggy.
And just like that, the fort health damage that MiG has been doing with his drops has been evened up.
Pretty much. Oh, and MiG actually was able to grab that moneymaker just as it got abducted, but I guess he's not aware of the fact that you can
SoooHard
just sell
going
it.
for a desperate last drop with the Goliath. He does manage to find an open corner, but Happy Death will come back to defend it.
And he just leaves it. Really, at that point, you need to babysit your unit, reposition it as much as possible, and drop it in any open, you know, side of the fort. At that point, Happy Death was free to block it, and he had no one to fight against, so it was just an easy defense. And the fort health just ticking away like crazy on the blue team. They're at about, I don't know, 10% of their health, and it would be really, really easy for the red team to do a couple of drops and finish at this point because they really don't have any defense on their fort or lunchbox.
It does look like the blue team has kind of given up at this point. Like, there's no way they're ever going to survive.
Well, I don't know about that. They are probably more kind of grasping for straws as to what to do.
Okay, Sue's doing a drop again. Sue's doing a drop again.
Yeah, he with a single Goliath, and really, I'd really like to see him stay here instead of just fly away, and he doesn't do that. So the goalie's gonna get killed pretty quick. And there you go, blue team taking the win over. Or no, sorry, the red team taking the win over the blue team. So it is Alpha, Froggy, and Happy Death taking this game 2 over MiG MadLife and SoooHard. Oh, what do you think was the pretty much the critical turning point of that game, Maple?
I guess it was the cheese. With,
That's probably the
Happy's
cheese, yeah.
Cheese with the bomb, yeah.
And then
actually,
Happy.
no, it was the boxer. It was the signature Froggy cheese.
Yeah, that was the
not.
cheese. That was the cheese. Happy brought a couple extra jumpers to help reinforce, right?
But we should give Froggy credit where credit is due. It was his cheese.
Right. The Froggy cheese is probably one of the most devious moves that you can do in not only in today's metagame, but I think of all time. Personally, that's what I feel. And then you know, supplement it with a couple of abducts with whatever unit is down there defending, and you got it made. So crazy stuff. Anyway, so yeah, guys, this has been me and maplestage. maplestage has been a very long-standing member of the community and does a couple of AirMech casts now and then, so check out his channel. It will be the first link in my video description underneath the actual game description show. So please check that out and set up your replays and submit any games that you think are awesome. Spectated, played, or whatever. So, this has been RUI and maplestage.
Bye.
See you guys next time.